This is Community Close-Up with Jay Dow, brought to you by BSP Vision.
Happy New Year and welcome to Community Close-Up. I'm your host, Jay Dow. We're excited about our first show of the year in our new time slot, 6:30 p.m., and the opportunity to continue giving you straight, honest, and compelling reporting about the issues you care about, the issues that matter to you. So let's get right to it. Near or at the top of that list of important issues is the ongoing push for universal childcare that Mayor Zohran Mamdani has made a priority in his new administration. We head out to Brooklyn, where parents say it is desperately needed, and spoke to experts north of the U.S. in Canada, where universally affordable childcare is already a reality.
When you talk to friends who've got kids, it's always something that comes up.
Early on a bone-chilling Friday morning, we accompany 39-year-old Harold Hines.
I'm just gonna say it's like 20 degrees out here, and you don't have a hat on.
I went to school in Boston, and I lived in Buffalo and Albany for quite a bit of time.
On a brisk 6-block walk in central Brooklyn to drop off his 2.5-year-old son, Ellis.
But both of us have the same hairstyle.
This is true. This is true.
Having a few laughs along the way while we discuss, all jokes aside, the cost of childcare, which is now the second biggest expense in his family's Brooklyn household, nestled between his apartment maintenance and his mortgage.
I think the conversation in New York used to be how much do you pay for rent, and now when you talk to other parents, it's, how much do you pay for childcare?
For newborns to 3-year-olds, the answer is a lot. According to a 2024 report from the New York State Education Department's Office of Early Learning, families spent an average of $33,108 a year per student on early childcare.
I'm paying what ends up being about $32,000 a year on childcare, and it's not really an option.
Rebecca Balin is the executive director of New Yorkers United for Childcare. She's also a working mom.
Give me that boy.
We interviewed Rebecca at the Brooklyn Child Care facility where she was picking up her 6-month-old son, Enzo. She founded New Yorkers United for Childcare on behalf of the working families who are making sacrifices, large and small, to continue working.
We're not saving to buy homes. We're not saving for our retirement in the same way that we could. We're not getting to do all the fun activities that maybe we would like to do. We're not seeing movies. We're not getting babysitters.
We only need to look at Quebec as an example. For when they implemented universal childcare, they saw a 10-to-1 return on their investment. The program more than paid for itself.
As Mayor Zohran Mamdani looks north to Quebec, Canada, for inspiration to implement his ambitious plan for free universal childcare across New York City, the question is whether what works there can work here.
Yes, it is doable as long as the will is there.
To help answer that question, we spoke with Gina Gasparini, who is president of the association that represents all of the early childhood centers in Canada's Quebec province. Every family, regardless of income, pays a fraction of what families struggle to pay in New York.
They do index it a few cents a day every year. It's going to be $9.65 Canadian per day.
5 days a week over the course of a year comes to about $3,500 per student. Yes, a year. And those fees are waived for many low-income families. Remember, Rebecca Balin and tens of thousands of other families across New York are paying on average nearly 10 times that amount for the same service.
Every dollar that the government invested in early childhood centers saved them $7.
Gasparini says while it took years for Quebec to successfully implement universal low-cost childcare, studies reveal tremendous long-term benefits to the larger economy.
More parents, mostly the women, go back to work after having children, so they join the workforce because they could afford the child care. And
for the record, back in 1997, Quebec province implemented universally low-cost or free childcare without any tax increases.
All right, buddy, you ready to go?
Back in Brooklyn, while Harold Hines and his wife spend their days balancing the demands of their careers,
I did not pack his lunch.
And the well-being of their 2.5-year-old son, Ellis.
Race car.
You want a race car? Okay.
The temptation of even flirting with the idea of having another child is forever tempered by the prospect of figuring out how to manage doubling their daycare expenses.
We probably couldn't realistically scale back our hours at work and still cover the cost of everything that we have.
It's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
In many respects, in many respects.
It's an adorable little boy, Ellis. So where are we right now on this? Right after the break, more from Rebecca Balin, founder of New Yorkers United for Childcare, on what you need to know about where we stand on the grassroots push for more funding, new policies, and what families need to know if and when universal childcare becomes a reality.
You're watching Community Close-Up with Jay Dow.
On Sunday, New York Governor Kathy Hochul publicly supported the idea of figuring out the enigma that is universally affordable childcare. Right now, a key component of that proposal includes raising taxes on the top 1% of earners. Rebecca Balin, who founded New Yorkers United for Childcare, you saw her in the story just a few minutes ago. So grateful to have you here with us. The question I think that a lot of parents want to know, is it too early to start preparing to secure a spot for their little one if and when universal childcare comes here to New York?
If it's too early.
Right.
I mean, it's never too early. I was starting to look for childcare when my baby was in utero and while I was on leave. The reality is that we don't have a choice. Parents and people who are thinking about becoming parents have to have childcare. They have to work. They have to go to the doctors. Right? We need a place that is safe and healthy to put our children, and that requires childcare.
We know that pre-K 3 is already a reality, but not all across the city. So I think I was asking, there are a lot of people who are starting to, fill out the paperwork now. Do you anticipate that there's going to be a lot of red tape to secure a spot for a 6-month-old like Enzo?
So right now we have free childcare, no cost childcare for 3- and 4-year-olds in New York City. That's called pre-K and 3K. Right. While it's not perfect, we anticipate Mayor Mamdani to really make an effort to fix what Mayor Adams broke. So we do think that it soon will be available to every kid who is 3 and 4 years old very, very soon. And, for 6-month-olds like my son, there is no free childcare, so we're totally on our own. We have to find childcare, we have to pay for it out of our own pockets and make major sacrifices to make that work. And we need to make sure that free childcare is available from birth to 5.
I saw your face when you were watching the story. We interviewed you, but you didn't know that we spoke to folks up in Canada.
No, it's great.
You saw $3,500 a year. And how much are you paying a year?
I am spending $32,000 a year.
Every single year?
Every single year until Enzo will be 3 years old, at which point in New York City we'll have access to free 3K for most of the day.
So we don't have a lot of details about Mayor Mamdani's plan, but we do know that it includes this proposed tax on the top 1% of earners. From your perspective, do you believe that's all that's needed to get this system up and running?
Like the woman from Canada said, all we need is the political will. And that's why we organized 10,000 New Yorkers to fight for this, to make sure that our mayor, that our speaker, and that our governor prioritize this. And now it's happening. We already know how to do it. We have free 3K and pre-K. All we have to do is start aging the system down. So the next step really needs to be free childcare for 2-year-olds. The way we pay for it, whether it's an increase in taxes or money that we already have, frankly, it doesn't matter. All it needs to be is progressive, fair to everybody, because right now it's not. Collectively, we're already spending in New York State $14 billion, and that is a huge impact on our economy. When we lose New Yorkers to the workforce and to the state entirely, that means that we're not getting those tax dollars anyway. And so all we're saying is, let's spread that out. Let's shift the cost from that individual to the collective the way it really should be.
What are you hearing from Albany?
I'm hearing a lot of positive signals from Albany. We hear Governor Hochul saying that she wants to get us on a pathway to universal childcare. She's spoken with Mayor Mamdani, and so I really think that we're in a great opportunity where all the political stars are aligning. They're hearing from the parents that we've been organizing. And that's why we released a plan for the governor to get the whole state on the pathway to universal public child care. So she should help to fund 2Care in New York City. but she can also, as the first step, make sure that the rest of the state has the free, no-cost, universal 3K and pre-K that New York City gets.
So we're building this from scratch. What other features or policies would you like to see put in place once this is up and running, assuming that it gets done?
You know what, I wouldn't say we're building it from scratch. We already have, like I said, free childcare for 3 and 4-year-olds.
But from birth to 3.
But it just takes aging it down. So
Okay.
we know how to do it. That's what I'm saying. It's not crazy. And so what we need to do is make sure that we are actually phasing it down in New York State and New York City, and that we are paying the workforce what it deserves, right? These are people that are making poverty wages and yet working so hard. They're experts and they are taking care of the most vulnerable population, and they are paid nothing. And so we need to make sure that they're also paid really well. We need to make sure that we have quality care. It needs to be a full day, not this till 2:30 thing, because who works till 2:30?
Right.
And yeah, and I think that all the stars are aligned. If it can happen, it can happen this year.
You brought up a good point. You know, universal childcare is a reality in Quebec, but there are pain points. They are dealing with, worker shortages and pay issues. Do you think that's going to be a stumbling block given the high cost of living here in the city?
If we don't make high pay or sustainable pay for the workforce a reality, it's not going to be possible to make universal childcare happen. But we can do that. It's part of our cost estimates. It's not going to be that hard. And again, we know how to do it. We've done it with pre-K and 3K. I think we can get it done.
The timeline, is it going to work for you and your family? Are you optimistic?
I'm optimistic that we'll be able to get free childcare for 2-year-olds within my son's sort of aging out. But I don't know if it can happen before he is 1. But if Mayor Mamdani and Governor Hochul can put their heads together to do it, we will be there fighting with him to support him. And look, I think anything is possible, but certainly we can get to care in New York City in the next year or 2.
Rebecca Balin, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
Coming up, in recognition of the upcoming MLK Day of National Service, a story of hardship transformed into one of productivity and bolstered by an uplifting commitment to service. Plus, what one NYPD officer who came up through the department's heralded Explore program is doing to pay it forward for the next generation. Those stories coming up. Redemption doesn't look the same for everyone, but there is something to be said for a commitment to turning around the life, even when you've hit so many peaks and valleys. In recognition of the MLK Day, which is designated as a National Day of Service, our James Forward met someone who embodies what it means to live a life through service.
How y'all doing?
Simple words, but coming from this man in this setting, the meaning and the effect of simple words are deep.
I was in prison for like over 21 years of my life. It was off and on, not a straight 21 years. It was off and on. I'd come out, get high, do something stupid, and go back and go to prison.
And when Mike Owens wasn't behind bars, he was homeless until 7 years ago when he got out of a rehab program and into one of the ready, willing, and able cleanup teams run by the nonprofit the Dow Fund.
Then I began. They gave me a bed.
No longer living on the street gave Owens stability to work more for the Dow Fund, in security at one of their facilities, then as a housing manager, and then when the organization opened its Jerome Avenue building in Mount Eden in the Bronx, he was named peer specialist. Mike Owens plays a key role in helping people who live in more than 150 apartments in this building be more than just clients or tenants. People here are themselves on a journey from homelessness and addiction to having their own apartments with support to stay sober, housed, and working. Owens is a key part of that support.
Because the things I've been through, some of the residents here are going through, but I overcame it. So I can let them know that is definitely hope. If they need to call me anytime, I'll plug my phone up and put it on my nightstand by my bed. We could just talk. If you feel like using it, we can talk. We could just talk. We could just talk until you get that urge out of you. There go my director.
Owens' boss is the program director for the building, Gudamoy Mons.
He showed me the ropes, basically. He's been helping me since day one.
Mons says that Mike Owens embodies service.
He has a knack for reaching the residents. They're willing to come to him and say, hey, Mike, can I talk to you really quick outside of the office? And he will have that conversation. He'll take them to the terrace or wherever he needs to go to speak to them.
I even got a garden in the back. Anything that'll get your mind off of the sick thoughts, because I remember my sick thoughts.
He says he'll do whatever it takes to help the dozens of residents stay sober, productive, and housed here. The Doe Fund-owned building has about 250 apartments. About 100 are for people who just need affordable housing. The other 150 or so
This is one of our studio units.
are for people needing support, which Mike Owens helps to provide.
The mind is the devil workshop when you're not doing nothing else and you just in your house thinking. So I try to get them out the house. So watch movies, play bingo, game night, and just have fun. You coming to the movie?
Lots of activities like this movie screening help keep people on a productive path that pays off in many ways, says Owens, who also says he has experience making a comeback.
That's my youngest daughter and her husband.
He's been able to reconnect with his 3 daughters.
They didn't want nothing to do with me.
That was back when he was in and out of prison and on the street. His ties to his wife and mother were also strained.
But now, and they see me, how I'm moving, how I'm doing the right thing. I get emotional to talk about it, but our relationship it's impeccable right now. This is like a dream of mine that I used to just fantasize about in a jail cell, and it's really about to happen.
He's traveling to Europe to celebrate his wedding anniversary and visit one of his daughters who's stationed there in the U.S. Army.
Thinking about the Eiffel Tower, me kissing my wife, just, random thinking, but this actually is gonna happen. See, I'm getting emotional again.
He and the people around him say that service has been at the center of his sobriety journey.
My past turned into my career. I never thought a drug addict, jailbird, could just be happy. Like, I've never been this happy in my life.
For Community Close-Up, I'm James Ford.
Mike Owens' life is an inspiration to so many people, and great reporting as usual from Dr. Ford. Coming up, taking a close look at the NYPD's ever-popular Youth Development and Mentorship Program, which has a knack for compelling its officers to pay it forward. Our Shirley Chan with the story right after the break.
Our community, your voice, is presented by your local Honda dealers.
It's a mentorship program like no other. The NYPD's Explorers pairs youth and police officers, introducing teens to careers in law enforcement while bridging the gap between the city's diverse communities and the police. Our Shirley Chan takes a closer look in this installment of Our Community, Your Voice.
It's a mentoring initiative at every precinct and subdivision. The NYPD Explorers program allows high school and college students up to age 20 to shadow police officers.
Every moment in this program can be a learning opportunity.
It has allowed me to be part of the community.
Rongha Guo and Adriana Pink are both 16-year-old high school juniors and have been explorers for more than a year. The teens say the program teaches them things they can't learn inside a classroom.
Learning on the job pretty much, because you see everything from the perspective of a police officer.
Rongha and Adriana have the added benefit of learning from a police officer who has literally been in their shoes. Their mentor, Douglas Levy, stationed in the NYPD's 1st Precinct in Tribeca. It wasn't too long ago that Officer Levy himself went through the Explorers program and had his own mentors.
Those people that I got to interact with from the time I was younger to my adult age now, definitely guided me in the correct path.
Perhaps the most well-known explorer, Junior Guzman Feliz, the 15-year-old aspired to be an NYPD detective. His life tragically cut short when he was stabbed to death by the Trinitarios gang, who mistook him for a rival gang member, an act of brutality that garnered outrage and galvanized demands to end violence in our city neighborhoods. Applications into the program soared after Junior's 2018 murder in the Bronx. The explorers have set up a scholarship in Junior's name. The program introduces young people to careers in law enforcement and criminal justice. There's also a focus on self-discipline, community service, and respect for one another. Explorers go through drills and are given real-life scenarios.
I'll definitely say the scenarios that I got to do as an explorer help bring them into real life world situations when I do go out on the street now.
One of the goals is to keep youth from getting into trouble on those same streets and to develop trust in the officers they see on patrol. By having a direct impact on the teens, the officers are instilling a sense of pride in and service to their community.
The service aspect of it definitely stand out to me because first responders are the people who have like the most impact whenever anyone calls them.
There are 1,600 kids in the Explorers program. Officer Levy was in the program for 6 years. It was a journey that shaped his life and now career, and he's hoping for the same impact on the youth he has taken under his wing. His mentees say they value the camaraderie.
I see them as family, as friends. I see them as people I could come to with my issues, people I can help, that could give me advice.
The program is citywide. You have to be at least 14 years old and you can sign up at any precinct. From Tribeca, I'm Shirley Chan, PIX11 News.
It may be a new year, but our approach to storytelling hasn't changed. It all starts by listening to you. So keep your concerns and ideas coming. Email us at communitycloseup@pix11.com. And if you ever miss us on the air, you can find all of our stories on pix11.com. On the web, use the PIX11 mobile app, and on your smart TV, download the PIX11 Plus app. I'm your host, Jay Dow. See you next time on PIX11 Community Close-Up.